The following is a presentation of the Arizona Cardinals Broadcast Network.
Run it, run it, run it. Let's go. Get out, let's go. Here we go, work at it. Work your technique. Do little things right. That's it. All right, roll it.
This is Cardinals Game Plan, presented by Dignity Health. Your hosts, Paul Calvisi and Ron Wolfley, with the head coach, Kliff Kingsbury.
You know, it sort of seems fitting to start with some locker room wisdom from Jordan Hicks, who said after the game in Tampa, "It felt like we played well enough to win, but we didn't make enough plays." Definitely one that got away. That was the feeling afterwards, I would imagine.
I think so. We knew it was going to be a great challenge. Their backs were against the wall. Coming back home, they hadn't played at home in a while, and had it right there and let it slip away. But you got to give them credit. They made plays when they had to.
What would you say the mood was, Coach, after that game?
Just disappointment, knowing that we had a chance to win that game and had it in our hands to get it done and just didn't get it done.
Let's pick it up in the second quarter. You're down 10-6. Offense really finds a rhythm, and you had a 9-play, 96-yard drive. There were three key plays at least. Kyler had the 32-yard run. You had the Fitz stab on 4th down and 5. Unbelievable catch. And then, of course, the touchdown, Christian Kirk, 33-yard grab. What stands out to you in that drive?
I'd say Fitz's one-handed catch. I mean, that was phenomenal. Guys holding one hand down. It's 4th and 5. He always says, just get it close. I'm going to make a play for you. And he has a knack for coming through like that. It's phenomenal to watch him play.
I thought that was incredible as well, Coach, the fact that he batted the ball basically to himself. But I also thought it took a lot of knowledge from Kyler Murray to actually throw it in that area because the guy was undercutting him as well.
He was. He put it up high where only Fitz could get it, and then Fitz had the wherewithal to get his knees down in bounds as well. So a huge play in that game and a huge momentum swing for us.
On that Kyler 32-yard run, what dictates when you decide to run your quarterback?
It's just a feel. I mean, we like to give them options. We don't like to just hammer them down in there, and we like to give him the opportunity to hand it or read it, and he does a nice job with that, and it was a heck of a play by him.
All right, so about a minute to go in the half, and I know you were not happy with this at halftime walking off the field as the Bucs go 75 yards in about 55 seconds, and there was that couple of passes to O.J. Howard, the tight end, including the touchdown pass. What stood out to you there?
I think we had a couple plays to get them down in bounds and didn't, and that allowed them to get down there with no timeouts and take a shot at the end zone. And then just situational football, no one down there, what they're trying to do, we got to keep that back shoulder fade from happening. You know,
first possession, third quarter, you come out, couple of great play calls. First down, Andy Isabella, 55 yards. And then there was a 4th and 1, Max Williams wide open. You tell us, because people who weren't there don't realize which direction the sun was shining.
Yeah, as soon as I saw him struggling to find it and locate the ball, I knew we were in trouble, and I looked up and I couldn't see anything either. And so just an unfortunate situation. We kind of saved that play and knew it was the right opportunity to call it, and sometimes things don't work out. Todd
Bowles is known for a lot of exotic blitz schemes and really being very ultra-aggressive. Did you encounter that? Did that materialize?
Not as much. We haven't seen a ton of that yet. I think Kyler's ability to run has slowed some of that down, and then our pace of play, I think, at times keeps guys from getting into a lot of that stuff.
And then you had the home run ball down 20-13, the 69-yarder to Christian Kirk. In fact, that's our film breakdown. Why don't you tell us about that from A to Z here, from Kyler to Christian Kirk. Take us through it.
Yeah, it's a play we've repped all spring, and it's the first time, through fall camp, first time we had an opportunity. His first read is Fitz, just kind of selling that bubble. They did a nice job of getting off underneath it, and then Kirk outside stuttered just enough. You can see he got a step on him, and great throw and catch. He doesn't break stride, and that's how you draw it up.
Coach, do people fall asleep on his speed?
They really do. He's deceptively fast. Once he gets going, he can really move, and whether it's outside, inside, he's a tough matchup for guys.
Seems like when the ball's in the air, he gets separation, sort of that game speed.
He does, yeah. He plays faster than he times, and it's just fun to watch him play.
All right, we had the Jordan Hicks interception, but then it was followed by a Cardinals turnover, the first lost fumble of 2019, and David Johnson.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. David hadn't been playing in a while, and getting back into it takes time, and that guy made a good play on the ball.
Coach, is that why you went with Kenyon Drake for the rest of the game?
More so just wanted to give him an opportunity to get in the flow of the game. I feel like rotating him wasn't giving Kenyon a chance. He's still learning our offense. We needed to give him more reps, and that was more so the reason we went with him.
All right, now you got the 4th down call, right? This is the double pitch. Andy Lee now has a 26-yard completion on his resume. This was unbelievable as well. Why and how, and what did you think of the execution on that play?
Phenomenal execution. It was something that Coach Rogers had been working on, and we thought we had a good look this week to run it. We thought it was a good opportunity with where the ball was at and the down and distance. And to Tama's credit, they played the heck out of it, and Andy and Farrell made great plays to convert that.
Coach, you went for it 4 times in this game? Was it 4 times, actually?
I think so.
The aggressiveness right there, was that game plan? Was that something you decided you were going to do going in?
Every week we're going to be aggressive, and we have the help of some of that statistical analysis, and then it's a field thing as well, and discussion amongst coaches. So it's a lot that goes into those decisions, but we felt good about all the opportunities we had.
Guys on the sideline were then yelling hat trick moments later because Christian Kirk got his 3rd touchdown pass. This one was tipped. How about the degree of difficulty in the hand-eye coordination just to snag that?
Yeah, that was phenomenal. That ball completely changed course, and he was still able to get it. Ran a jerk route. The linebacker made a great play and dove and got a hand on it, but fantastic play by Christian.
So for the 2nd time, you follow a forced turnover, the Buddha fumble recovery, and then Kyler's first pick since September. He actually had a rookie record that he set, 211 pass attempts without an interception. Was Trent Sherfield, did he trip? Did he lose his footing, or was that the DB who got him?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say it was the DB, but we had a call earlier that didn't win against us, and you'd hope we would have got that one. We didn't. Looked like their legs got tangled. He went down. It's just an unfortunate play. That
takes us to the end of the game because there was a DPI called on Jalen Thompson, a booth review. And then the final play of the game was not reviewed, and count your broadcasters among those who are a little confused. What's your understanding of those final sequences?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we were the first one to ever have the flag actually thrown from New York, and that's a tough pill to swallow. You got them in 3rd and 10 going in there and feel good about it, and then have one that's pretty evident, there at the end for us and didn't get it. But that's the way it's going this year, and we had plenty of plays to make in that game.
When we come back, a deep dive into the good and bad from the heartbreaking loss to the Bucs on Cardinals Game Plan. Cardinals Game Plan is brought to you by Dignity Health, hello human kindness, and by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
All right, 3-point game. The Devils always in the details. Speaking of 3, 3rd down. 1 for 10. I know you had mentioned on Monday you had never quite encountered that stat before.
I don't think so. I think that's as low as we've had, and it was pretty surprising after the game because I thought we moved the ball well and had some good things going offensively. But we got to be better than there. I got to call a better game and execute at a higher level.
Coach, how do you score 27 points when you're 1 for 10 on 3rd down?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then had 3 other times where we had the ball in the red zone and didn't get any points. So that's our guys making plays on 1st and 2nd down, obviously. But we've got to be better on 3rd down.
You also took shots, though, right? I mean, you definitely took your share of shots. BA's known for the chunk plays, but seems like the Cardinals offense matched them every single time.
Yeah, guys were really playing at a high level, playing fast through the zones. We knew we'd have some opportunities. Their run defense is really good, so we felt like we had to do some things in the pass game, and took advantage of most of those opportunities.
So Andy Isabella is averaging 26 yards a catch, 3 targets. He had 3 grabs. Tell us about his development.
He continues to get better. He's earned every rep that he's got. We moved him around early, inside, outside, and now he's really looking comfortable there at outside receiver, and brings a dimension of speed that is hard to deal with for those DBs, and we just got to keep him coming.
Coach, your defense on 3rd down has been an issue as well, right? Especially 3rd and long situations. What do you think the problem is, and how do you fix it?
Well, we've tried a bit of everything. I think just consistent play, guys doing their job, not trying to do too much, and playing really well on 1st, 2nd down, getting them into these situations. You got to find a way to get off the field.
Obviously, it wasn't the first time he had to deal without Patrick Peterson, but you start the game with Pat P, and then you end the game without him. How does that impact the defense?
There was some crucial drives there at the end that you were without your best DB, and that never helps, particularly against the top 2 out of 5 receivers in the league, and Mike and Godwin. But that's the way the game goes.
What is his status, Coach?
He has a calf issue, and so he'll be day-to-day this week.
All right. Niners, just a few days ago, seemingly, you played them just 2 weeks ago. What did you learn about the Niners maybe you didn't know after that first game?
They were as advertised. I mean, tremendous defensive front, great offensively, schematically. Kyle does a tremendous job week in and week out with the run game, the play action stuff. And Jimmy played as good as I've seen him play. And so we'll have our hands full. We know that. We got to play our best game to find a way to get it done.
That defensive front, I mean, it seemed like the Cardinals, the pressure wasn't too much on Kyler Murray, and the Cardinals obviously ran the ball in that game with Kenyon Drake. Can you expect to do that the second time around, or do you expect them to make adjustments on their side?
Everybody would be making adjustments, and they're a dominant front. Those pass rushers are as good as anybody in the league, and those linebackers can run side to side. So we'll try to come up with some new things to be effective. I'm sure they will as well.
Robert Saleh is their defensive coordinator, as you well know, a Pete Carroll disciple. What did he try to do to you to slow you down a couple of weeks ago?
They started bringing some pressure in the second half. I think that front, usually they're playing with 4 guys. They can get a pass rush with those 4 and then play coverage behind it. But started mixing up coverages, I think, with a young quarterback, wanted to give him some different looks and had some success doing that.
Remember you citing third down, Jimmy G, 11-17, and do you have to find a way to make him less comfortable in the pocket? He did a real good job climbing that pocket at times.
There's no question. I mean, I thought he played tremendously on that down, particularly getting the ball out, and had some short spaces to work with and was able to hit his receiver in stride. And we got to make him more uncomfortable, and we can't allow them to be that high a percentage on third downs.
More with Coach Kingsbury later in the show. Up next, DJ Humphries, Wired. Welcome back to Cardinals Game Plan. The blind side protector on the offensive line, left tackle DJ Humphries, was mic'd up on Sunday. Wired, brought to you by your Arizona Ford dealers.
Welcome to Tampa. The Cardinals face their former coach, Bruce Arians, and his merry gang of coaches as Arizona looks to get back on the winning track.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go.
All day.
I like that. Bring the energy tonight. Let's go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
You always want to beat the guy that you formerly coached against, or this guy was once your coach, boy, now you're a player, and you want to beat that guy who was your coach. I mean, this is a grudge game because that added impetus is there for this game.
Fellas, really quick, listen. Let's not be fooled. This is why we do this. For 60 minutes today, we got 60 minutes to play football. Everything we do on Monday through Saturday is to get us to today. Today's where we're supposed to have fun. Turn it loose, man. Turn it loose. We get to play a football game for 60 minutes with each other. Adversity will hit, but we will get through it and go to the next play. Let's play football. Let's play football today. Brand C on 3. 1, 2, 3. Brand C.
Tempo, we are going from the jump on that tempo. We will wear their hats out today.
I didn't know it was a real boat. I didn't know people be in the boat. Hey, tell JPP I'm a cool dude, man. He being mean over there. Tell him stop being mean. Damn! It's a huge Hey, you see that boy wipe me? What the I don't know what beat it came from on that one play. As soon as he made contact with my body, bro, I went to the ground. Hey! Why you hit me so hard down there?
Play action pass. Murray setting up, throws a deep ball right side. Got a receiver. Kirk, touchdown! There's the deep ball.
K1!
And Christian Kirk blew by his guy. The Cardinals take the lead with 1:03 to go in the half.
Yeah, Kirk! That's a backer with a mic.
All the Cardinals fake it, they snap it to Turner, now throw it back to the punter, and Andy Lee throws a deep ball far side. It is caught at the 38-yard line. A flag is down as well, but the ball was caught.
Go!
It was Pharaoh Cooper who caught the ball.
That's a catch, right?
On fourth down, they fake it, pick up the first down.
Go. I need you. Let's go. I need you. Go.
7.5 to go in the fourth. Cardinals down 3. 5 wide receivers. Murray in shotgun. Takes the snap. Drops back. Throws over the middle. Kirk caught it. Touchdown.
Christian Kirk.
The third touchdown today for Christian Kirk. And the Cardinals are back in front with 7:22 to play.
Christian Kirk.
Hey, we gonna fake the field goal, y'all. It's a fake. You better cover. You better cover. It's a fake. Come on, Ghost. Don't hit me that hard, Ghost.
Damn, Ghost. That's how you lead us, K1.
A minute 47 to go. Each team with one timeout.
Come on, third down stand.
Third and goal on the 1. Winston takes the snap. Hand off Barber, running left, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Plenty of time. Let's go win it.
You got one throw, and then probably a field goal. Murray back to pass. Murray rolling left, being chased with 5 seconds left. Throws a deep ball far side. Cooper adjusts, and he's interfered with. Will there be a flag? It's knocked away incomplete, and no flag, and the game is over.
I fought lost, man. We fought him to the end.
Coming up, Paul and Wolf break down the matchup as the Cardinals prepare for their second meeting with the division foe, San Francisco. Next on Cardinals Game Plan. Now, Paul Calvisi and Ron Wolfley dissect the plan of attack against the 49ers.
You think about the 49ers, at least me, and the rebuilding job they have done to the top of the NFC, and I think about how they started with the coach and the quarterback. Kyle Shanahan, Jimmy G, had 4 touchdown passes the first time around against the Cardinals. And when you hear the Cardinals defensive guys talk about Kyle Shanahan, they talk about how his X's and O's equal W's.
Absolutely, Paulie. Would you say there's some growing pains for the San Francisco 49ers over the last couple of years? Of course, right? We all know Jimmy G was hurt, of course, last year and everything else, but you find that guy, the coach and that quarterback, and now all of a sudden team building becomes so much easier, Paulie, because now you know what your offense basically is going to be built on, what it's going to be about, because you got that guy, you got the quarterback, and now you can build a defense off of that as well. I think team building for a general manager becomes so much easier when you've identified that franchise type quarterback and that coach.
And it reminds me of the Cardinals. Finding the head coach and then drafting the quarterback. Look at Kyler Murray in that first time around. He had a QB rating of 130 plus, but the Niners got the win. And if you drill down in that game, third down was definitely a huge difference. Niners went 11-17, Cardinals just 2 of 8. What else stood out from that first meeting to you?
Yeah, just the fact they didn't have Kyle Juszczyk. I'm just telling you
Fullback.
right now, Paulie, he's a fullback, there's no doubt about it. But listen, their offense totally changes when they use 21 personnel, 2 backs, right? 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers, and a fullback, Kyle Juszczyk. That's what Kyle Shanahan loves to do. That's his #1 personnel group. And the reason being is because Kyle Juszczyk is a problem. You can line him up in the slot, and now all of a sudden, what? You're going to put a linebacker over him? I don't think so, right? Now they'll throw the ball. If, in fact, you move him into the backfield and you got a nickel front on 1st and 10, 2nd and 1 to 6, run-down situation, they're going to run the ball at you. And boy, do they run the ball. They run it as well as anybody in the league, as we know.
Can the Cardinals run the ball again? We know Kenyon Drake ran all over him at times. Can they replicate that?
Boy, if they can do that, that's going to be huge, Paulie. Stop and think about it. Because if you can run the ball, especially in rundown situation, once again, 1st and 10 situations, now you stay out of these 3rd and obvious pass situations. How important is that when you play against Nick Bosa and the 49ers? It's critical.
Well, Cardinals still have a bunch of division games right down the stretch, and then after this one, they get the bye.
Coach Kingsbury's final thoughts on the matchup with the 49ers when we return. Cardinals Game Plan has been brought to you by Dignity Health, Hello Human Kindness, and by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
All right, Cardinals getting ready for the Niners. I saw a stat where the Cardinals had 3 80-plus yard scoring drives in that last game against the Niners. Coming in 7 games, the Niners defense had given up 1 80-plus scoring. All right. What did you like in that game you'd love to replicate this time around against the Niners?
The fast start. I think we hit a low in the second quarter that we have to avoid against a good team like that. But we started fast, which gave us an opportunity. And then coming out of halftime, I thought our guys made great adjustments, and we're going to have to do the same this week.
Coach, one thing you're going to have to do offensively and one thing defensively to win this game.
Protect the football, which we did in the first game. That's huge against those guys. With that front, that type of pressure, you got to protect the football. And then defensively, get off the field on third down. Really felt good about how we played the run against them the first time, but they were really effective on third down.
And if there's a takeaway from Tampa, you said after the game, is it the fact that 5 or 6 plays dictate seemingly almost every NFL game?
No doubt. That's what it comes down to. And our guys are playing with great effort, great passion, and that's given us a chance. We just have to clean some things up to finish these games off.
Good luck to you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Cardinals Game Plan.